Hi team, I just want to put this video together because I've been trying to teach some of you guys how to pro run and play a little bit better, but I know some of you guys just aren't getting it, and it's a lot harder to type it out, and I just want to put a visualizer so you guys can like catch on and see what I'm actually doing and what I'm trying to say. So what I got here is just a real basic kill on 90 ms, kind of a crappy ping, but you want to get about 1.5 blocks ahead of them. So what Jelly's doing right here, she's just running in a straight line, no movements whatsoever, so I'm going to run a diagonal line and get 1.5 blocks ahead of her. Look at the shadow circles, about 1.5 ahead. Simple as that. So if we back up a little bit, look where she gets infected. It's right here. Look at these shadow circles, I mean about 1.5 ahead. Dead like that. So now we'll work our way up the ladder a little bit. This is Kick. He's about a C tier, maybe a high C tier, maybe a low B tier player. So if you try to flank him, he knows that you're going to try to flank him, but doesn't have the greatest moves, and he's a little predictable. I'll show you what I mean by that. So on players like these, on the better players anyways, you want to put pressure on them and make them change direction. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to line up a flank, and every time you line up a flank on him, he's going to change direction, just like that. So let me pause and go back to listen. So what I'm doing right here is line up the flank. He sees that. So on this ping, you have to predict about half a second before he does the move. And I see he's going to move back because look at where he's looking. He's looking right back at me. And that's what he's thinking about. But good job on him. Now if he would have just kept, if we both would have kept going this way, I would have got him. But he corrects himself just in time because he saw me going back there. I was a little bit late to my predict, I think. But that's alright. That gives us time to kind of learn his play style a little bit. You want to learn how people play. So what he does there, he does a little fake. He's trying to get me off his tail. And when that happens, you really don't want to react too much to those. You can drop back a little bit, but don't lose too much ground on something like that. Now that fake, that was pretty easy to see through. He did it very slowly. But let's watch the actual kill here. So I'm going to line him up in a flank, and I'm going to put pressure on him. He has his back up against the wall, which, by the way, you guys never do that, because that really limits your options on what to do. So I'm going to line up this flank here. He's looking back. I'm not going to go all the way through with it though, because I know he's looking back, and I know with this ping I have to be about 2 to 3 steps ahead of him. So watch me change directions, not finishing out the flank, and predict him. Going back right now. He doesn't see me yet because with the lag, he still thinks that I'm going forward, even though I changed direction. And he's dead like that. So that's what I want to get you guys to work on a little bit. So on this kill right here, I'm killing Hank and he's going to go invisible. So what I'm going to try to do is project the trajectory of where he's going to run. Now he's most likely going to try to get outside this area because I'm putting pressure on him. So let's watch. Okay, so he just went invisible, but you can see earlier, look at his body. He was running straight, basically up from the waterfall. I can make my best guess because look where he's looking and now he's running. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So what I'm going to try to do is just get up that waterfall before he does. And let's see how that works. See? Just like that. I barely got ahead of him, but it was enough to kill him. But if someone goes invisible, you can kind of maybe predict where they're going to go. So this kill here, this kill is pure reactionary. And really it's not that great of a kill, but I want to show you what happens here. So I was following him, trying to flank him. This area is kind of narrow, so it's a little bit hard on this ping because you got to flank so aggressively. But let's just watch how I react. See, I see he's going back, so now we're going this way, and he slows down a little bit, just enough where I was able to get about 1.5 blocks ahead of him. So in this kill here, we're going after a B tier player. Now he's fairly decent, he's not top of the line by any means, but we're getting him on nothing, which is an open map. But what I'm going to do with this kill is we're going to work as a team. So, I don't know if you can tell from here, but I got Opa and Futz as my two teammates that are helping me close in on him. I'm taking the front flank. I think Opa's taking the mid and Futz was taking the back here. Now, you got to know your teammates. So, Futz is a decent player. He's probably going to hold his flanks. He's probably going to predict if he tries juking back towards him. Opa, on the other hand, not to diss anyone, but he's probably going to let anything go past him. Let's be real now. So, you want to know where the weak spot of the flank is, because most pro runners that are going to try to attack that weak spot. So let's watch how we close in on him here. Taking the front flank, I'm trying to close on him. I can't quite get it, just not quite fast enough. But Flex, he sees that I'm building pressure on him, and he's going to change direction. I'm hoping that my buddies in the back are going to try to catch whatever juke he does. Let's watch. But notice how I'm holding this flank and I'm not letting go, because the second I stop holding this, he's going to go straight forward and we're basically going to lose all momentum. Held that flank, made him juke back. Futz is right there ready to intercept him, but I think he's going to get past Futz too. Alright, he does. So now he's looking back. He thinks he's going to do a split here. So we're going to try to get our hot box sort of in a way where either way he goes, we can sideswipe him. So let's watch how that goes. Yeah, I tried to do that split back. I moved a little bit towards the right enough because he was trying to angle out there, but I think Opa was stopping him from doing that. Then he goes back into me. That's basically how you hold a wall, and you don't give any breaks. So I didn't really predict him, but what I did, I basically just held my ground and let him come to me. He was kind of in a tough spot, so that's how you kind of work. But that's how you kind of want to work as a team. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this is even though the distances are a lot harder on ADMS, the concepts are still the same. So we're going after Venk here, who's a high B tier, maybe on the low end of A tier. Either way, he's a very good player. So it's going to be a little more complicated on killing him. A lot of tricks aren't going to be as effective. He's going to see right through a lot of stuff. But let's see how we kill him here. As you can see, Susie's trying to build up a flank. He's going to juke behind that. Now look at the position of your teammates. So I was talking about teamwork earlier. Look how teamwork applies again to this, because a lot of your good players, you need to kill them in teams. It's really hard to 1v1 them, especially when they got so much open space they can juke anywhere or go anywhere to avoid you. So we got MEZ holding one side up front, me on this side, and then we got Susie in the back. Now you can kind of tell from this formation, Van can either take a risk and bat juke Susie. He can do a split in between me and Susie. He can try to go forward and pass MVZ, but MVZ is probably going to get him that way. So his best bet is to go in between me and MVZ. That's where he has the most open space. So watch him run forward. So now I'm going to take the front flank here, and MVZ is going to be right on my other side. Now your flank is about 0.7-ish on 40 ms. So if we keep going here, I'm going to flank Venk, and he knows that. That's why he's looking back. He's going to probably do a split between us. But let's watch how he plays out. Now I know he was going to do the split. So what I did is, before I didn't bother to finish my flank, I just moved back a little bit where I thought he was basically going to try to split through. And you look at your teammates here. We got one zombie right up top and one at the bottom right next to him. Then we got another far off towards the side. He's probably going to try to fill that gap. So we're just going to go there. Now, I was able to react because I had low ping, but I saw that he didn't go quite as far as I thought he would. So I moved back a little bit, just enough to sideswipe him. look how I basically kind of lined up that kill. Basically just able to put pressure on him. That's all that really matters. Same technique always. Put pressure on him, make him change directions, and try to predict that. Now Zen. Zen is one of the best players to probably ever live, to be honest with you, but let's see what he does here. He's probably going to try to make a cut out here. He does. I do a very lousy job predicting him, so I'm so far behind. But Zen, I'm holding the front flank up here. Let's see where Zen goes. Okay, so he has a couple options. He can go forward, try to split between the zombies here, or he can be really risky and try to juke back towards my way. But we have this pretty well held down, so let's watch him go forward now. Another zombie is closing in on him, so if he keeps going that way, he's going to die. And if you look back, other zombies are closing in on him. Basically had a wall right here. He could have maybe tried his chance going back there, but that guy probably would have predicted him. He could have maybe done splits between any of these players. It's still very risky. But where I'm at, there's an open space right down this block line. And I see that, so... But I don't want to move there too quickly because he's just going to see that and readjust. So I'm just going to step in there at the last moment and basically let him come to me. See, kind of like that. That's when you kind of let your team members do the work for you. A lot of people, they call these greed kills, and yeah, they are greedy kills, but at the end of the day, you know, your infect message comes up and you get the credit for it. That's basically your entire team holding flanks like they should, and that's just you popping in at the last minute where he basically has one opening. Yep, and you get the kill. So here we have a 1v1 with NV. This is also one of my older clips on low ping. But NV is one of the best players out there. And we're going to try our tried and true technique with him. Basically our flank and predict. And let's see how that goes. Not taking the bait. He's too good for that. So, since he's not taking the bait, we've tried that a couple times, doing a small little flank. Like again, like I said, we're on low ping, so I'm not aiming too far in front of him. But Envy knows that I'm going to try to predict him. He's seen me do it a few times, so he's not going to take the bait. He's not going to bother with it. So we need to change our strategy. Basically, the next thing you can do after this is hold your flank and hold it very hard. Don't let any fakes basically deter you. Just keep on that same trajectory that he's going. Since he's going in a curve, we're going to try to follow that curve. Let me show you here. I basically just held with him. He's doing a little bit of a curve there. He wasn't going to try to juke back. He was kind of expecting me to predict him there, but since I didn't, and since I held my flank, I was able to get him that way. So here we have Ninja King, and what I'm doing right here is I am starting to build up a flank. So let's go back. So I'm on top of this block here, and he's running towards the left, and I'm going to flank that. But watch him change direction. Now I'm thinking, you know, a lot of players, they like to go up on parkour because normally that's safer. So I'm going to see if I can jump ahead of him and just reach his hitbox. See, look at that. Basically just got in front of his jump and just killed him like that. So in this kill, I have Ninja King again. And basically what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to keep cutting him off. Let me show you what I mean. He's trying to juke back. He's trying to be fancy. This is why you don't juke a lot, because it just gets you in trouble. But look at our current trajectory. I'm holding his flank on his left. If he keeps going there, I'm going to get him. Or if I don't get him, that zombie behind is going to get him. So I'm just going to be like, well, he's probably going to react to that. So I'm just going to be one step ahead of him. And I'm going to go to the right, because that's where he's probably going to go. Let's see how this plays out. See, I told you. Just as predictable as that. Basically, you just have to build up pressure and see what side the human has to escape. I have Ninja King again, and I'm actually a little bit of a noob on this clip. I missed a couple jumps, but what I'm going to show you is that There's one towards the end when I kill him. He's jumping over me, and I jump up and basically reach the bottom of his hitbox. Let's see how that goes. So for some reason, he's gonna run back forwards, even though he has lots of open space towards the beginning of that chorus map. I think he just wants to get ahead. Let's see how that works out. So I missed my jump like an idiot, but there's Ninja King right on top of me. My ping is so low, where all I have to do is basically just jump up and get him. But now, let's just say we're playing on 80 ms. If Ninja King was maybe about a little bit over half a block behind where he is now, you can do the same jump and basically get him. Yep, jump up like that, reach his hitbox in the air, and he falls down.